Presented by Listen Headlines, latest world news from trusted sources. Updating daily at 6 a.m. New York.
Wall Street Journal World News.
April 11. 5:06 America New York. Chinese banks lending beat expectations. Banks in China issued a higher-than-expected amount of new yuan loans in March, signaling the stepping up of support for the nation's economic recovery.
Wall Street Journal World News. April 11. 5 o'clock America New York. Government posing greater risk to corporate profits, Chamber study finds. The review of annual reports shows more references to policy shifts that could dent bottom lines.
New York Times World News.
April 11. 5 o'clock America New York. How Ukraine won the war to keep the lights on. Russia was determined to break Ukrainians' will by plunging them into cold and darkness. But the long winter is almost over.
Mirror World News.
April 11, 4:37 America New York. Brit dad in emotional speech after wife and two daughters shot dead by gunman. Rabbi Leo D., 51, criticized the gunman who killed his wife and two daughters with a Kalashnikov rifle near the Hamra settlement in the occupied West Bank on Friday.
BBC News World. April 11, 4:25 America New York. Shivalik volcano. Video shows Russian village under 8.5 centimeters of ash. Footage shows streets covered in a thick layer of dust as a 10 kilometers ash plume rises from the volcano. New York Times World News.
April 11, 4:19 America New York. South Korea downplays leaked Pentagon documents. As opposition lawmakers in South Korea accuse Washington of spying, President Yoon Suk-yeol has tried to minimize the significance of the breach. Defense Secretary Lloyd J. RT World News.
April 11, 4:18 America New York. U.S. allies seek censorship of Pentagon leak, Politico. The Biden administration is reportedly scrambling as it seeks for ways to deal with the situation.
Mirror World News. April 11, 4:05 America New York. Massive volcanic eruption sends ash cloud 12 miles into sky in apocalyptic scenes. The doomsday scene showed an outpouring from Shivalik volcano in Kamchatka, Russia, which spewed 300 miles into the region, turning snow black as an ash cloud blanketed the skies. Mirror World News.
April 11, 3:48 America New York. Iranian prison guards break knees of woman, 70, locked up in notorious Evin jail. Mavash Sabat Shariari was brutally battered during interrogation after being sentenced to 10 years in Tehran's notorious Evin jail, which also housed freed Brit Nazanin Zaghari Ratcliffe, for anti-government protests.
BBC News World.
April 11, 3:47 America New York. Joe Biden visit to Belfast will emphasize U.S. commitment to peace. The U.S. President arrives in Belfast this evening and will be greeted by Prime Minister Rishi Sunak.
Washington Post World.
April 11, 3:46 America New York. Macron visits Netherlands after Taiwan comments make waves. French President Emmanuel Macron is set to begin a two-day state visit to the Netherlands and is outlining his vision for the future of Europe at a speech in The Hague, after making waves with comments about the continent's relationship with Taiwan.
Washington Post World.
April 11, 3:34 America New York. UN agency investigating humanitarian food theft in Ethiopia. The United Nations Food Relief Agency is investigating the theft of food aid from life-saving humanitarian operations in Ethiopia, according to a letter obtained by the Associated Press.
World News. Breaking international news and headlines, Sky News.
April 11, 3:29 America New York. AI-generated newsreader debuts in Kuwait. An AI-generated newsreader has been revealed by a media outlet in Kuwait. Feta debuted on Kuwait News Twitter feed over the weekend.
BBC News World.
April 11, 3:13 America New York. Pentagon leak shows Korea torn on sending Ukraine weapons. The document, seen by the BBC, reveals a conversation between high-level South Korean officials.
Washington Post World.
April 11, 3:09 America New York. Germany. Incooperative squirrel freed from manhole cover. Firefighters say they have freed an incooperative squirrel that was stuck in a manhole cover in western Germany.
Wall Street Journal World News.
April 11, 3:05 America New York. China consumer price growth eases, reflecting caution on the economy. Inflation in China eased for the second straight month in March despite signs of a pickup in the economy.
Fox News.
April 11. 2 o'clock America New York. AI. It's already 2001 in space exploration as scientists unravel mysteries of deep space. Space exploration agencies and companies have used artificial intelligence to help aid their efforts to unravel the mysteries of deep space, reports show.
New York Times World News.
April 11. 048 America New York, your Tuesday briefing. The investigation into leaked Ukraine war documents. The Pentagon said little on Monday about the investigation into the leaked materials.